Never forget, caution is prudent. Knives are razor sharp. Sometimes you need to help discriminate friend from foe.
Finally happening, we finally have our very first look at the very long awaited IGI Origins. If you've played FPS games in the early 2000s, or maybe if you're Indian because it was massively popular in India, well, I think this is something that you've been looking forward to since forever. But don't get it mistaken, this is also a game made for new players that are not familiar at all to the series. This game is something new and fresh, but is also staying true to the original. Anyone remember Rising Storm to Vietnam? Well, this is being created by the same developers and is a passion project for them. They were also working on the extremely promising FPS Cold War multiplayer game 83, but to our surprise it was put on hold to work on IGI Origins, the game that you're seeing right here, which was a little bit disappointing because I was really excited for 83, but this game looks really good too, so I'm excited. I have to say though that I'm really surprised at how good it looks and happy that we're getting a new single player story focused FPS. One thing to note here is it's been a really long time that these developers made a single player project, but thanks to its first gameplay trailer and its new details, I think we're up for a really good time and they truly don't want to mess this up. The game is also running on Unreal Engine 5 and will use the engine's latest technologies, which will allow the devs to create a more dense, alive, varied and more beautiful world than before. Each mission will offer an open environment for us to explore with different opportunities and they will feel more real than before. The game's new description tells us IGI Origin takes place in the 1980s. The Cold War is on the brink of full-scale conflict. You'll infiltrate a volatile and manipulative world of high-stakes espionage your way. Plan and execute your missions against an enemy plotting all-out nuclear war in this tense and tactical first-person shooter. You are Michael King, codenamed Regent, an ex-SIS soldier recently recruited to MI6 on covert global missions to infiltrate an enemy with a world war in their sights. Armed with a sophisticated arsenal to divert, outsmart or wipe out your adversaries, you'll decide your approach, ghost-like espionage or heavy firefights, and each decision you make will completely change the mission. Twisted actions raises questions over the true enemy and harden your resolve against a shifting, hostile world. The developers really emphasize on this game being something ambitious in the tactical stealth FPS genre, where you infiltrate many different bases in the world with access to different unique weapons of the time. It's not an all-out action game where you go all in, even though you'll be able to do some of that. You might alert the entire base because of your one mistake. That and the vastness of each levels for each mission is very important. In a survey made with Defense just recently, 86% of players want big wide open levels, just like the first game, where there are many opportunities to create, and so the game can be played again and again, without it feeling repetitive because there is many places for different opportunities. Having huge levels that do not feel empty is what they're aiming for. Each mission, you'll be given enough tools and techniques to stay undetected, and while the game is mainly stealth, if you do get spotted, you definitely have a chance to fight back. They also confirmed there's absolutely no requirement to have played the past game to enjoy this new one, since IGI Origins is a prequel and not a sequel, so you'll be able to play this game without knowing anything of the past game like myself. The very first level of the game is set to take place in 1979, while the rest of the game takes place through the 80s. While going on missions, you'll have access to a huge arsenal of weapons such as pistol, automatic weapons, shotguns, and sniper rifles and such.